Hello friends, it's Terry with Terry's Mailbox presenting for the Funkie Junkie Boutique. I made this set of fun, bright, painted cards. I am so happy that I bought the Distress Paints when they came back from the vault, and I've used several of the brightly colored ones here to do these great cards. So again, I used the Bold Botanical, and I'm cutting here just Distress watercolor paper. I've got it in 8.5 by 11 sheets. I'm just cutting it into fourths. And so then we'll start to use the paints. So these paints, I've had a blast here lately playing with these paints. For this particular set, I use saltwater taffy, picked raspberry, wild honey, and mustard seed. So again, just kind of putting them all out there, and I have spritzed them. And, again, I did a print first of all. And so then I thought, well, maybe there's so much paint on there, maybe I could just do a second print. So that's what you saw there. And again, then adding lots of water to really make the paints run and wick and just do some really incredibly cool things. I had enough paint on my craft mat to do 4 unique prints. And so again, you can see here I'm just kind of adding some extra. I'll end up using my my heat tool to go ahead and dry them off, and then add some extra drips and drops and drying, and until I was happy with the background color for these cards that I'm putting together. So again, just had a lot of fun playing with the paints. I can see myself doing a lot of this in the future. It's just really a fun media to work with. So the next thing I did, I'm going to show you the four unique. Look at how different they all look. I mean, again, just different, same colors, just different combination. So again, the next thing I did was I grabbed the Bold Botanical. I used 2 of the flower sets, and I lined them up in my MISTI so that I actually could stamp 2 at one time. I'm using the archival ink, Hickory Smoke, again, because I didn't want it to be really bold. Was trying to maintain that soft look on these. So again, I stamped all 4 of them, and you can see them all there. And again, but they still lack some punch. There's just, I don't know, they need to be a little bit brighter. Terry's a big, bright color person. So what I did then was I started actually watercoloring with the Distress paints. And what I love is how the watercolor kind of glazed over the colors. You can see here, for example, that there's some variation in the leaf colors, just basically, or I guess petal colors, just basically because I've watered the paint down and I've glazed over the background that we created with the paints to begin with. And here I'm just using the picked raspberry to kind of accentuate the lines and the marks on the petals. So again, I'm very happy with the way these turned out. So again, there's that part there. So we'll go ahead and add. I'm going to paint the center with the brighter orange color. So we're just adding it on here, just kind of painting that center. Too much fun doing this stuff. So again, there's that so far. So then here's one more. And again, I'm showing you these 2 because you can really see how the the Distress paints really kind of glaze over the color in the background and kind of change it. So I thought this was really a cool technique. I think I can see myself using this in the future quite a bit. So again, just kind of adding all those colors, and then accentuating those little lines, just a little light touch to do the very fine lines here on the petal. So again, this was just too much fun doing this one. So again, still here, just kind of painting the petals. So you can see that background there where I've kind of did the drawing and dipping and picked up some of the dots of the paint. I mean, it's kind of amazing how the Distress paint acts almost like Distress ink. You should see a red arrow at the lower right-hand section of your screen. I would love it if you would become one of my YouTube subbies. Again, we have so much fun with the florals and bright colors, and I also do grunge, so we'll see. So again, then I decided that I wanted something in the background. And so I am taking a piece of scrap paper there, lining it up over that center flower. And then there's that ledger script stamp. This is one of my favorite, all-time favorites. I use this one a lot. So again, I am just stamping that again in the hickory smoke gray. And you can see how it kind of protects the center flower here, and just stamps on the perimeter of the card base. I thought this was just too cool. Just too cool. So check this out. Again, you can kind of see how it's, just around the perimeter, just adds a little bit of oomph to the cards. So the next thing I did was I trimmed them down to be 3 3/4 by 5 inches, and then I'm using my tacky glue. I tend to use the tacky glue when I am gluing watercolor paper onto card bases. I just think it works so much better. So again, I'm just gluing here. And you can see here that obviously I chose a gray color for this. And then I ended up stamping the note quotes on little circular, panels that were also colored with the same colors. And you can see that's what's attached down in the lower right-hand section of each one of these cards. Again, it's Terry with Terry's Mailbox. Again, I'm on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Blogger. Would love to have you come subscribe and follow me.